The following message has been co-signed by the Divine and sponsored by Spirit. Beautiful night, beautiful light, and welcome back to Love, Peace, and Happiness Tarot. Yeah. Welcome back. Coming to you live from Las Vegas. I go by Melinda NailFanatic, and I'm back to deliver your latest timeless collective channeled message from the Tarot in the Shadow series. So if you're here, it's by divine design. If it resonates, pick it up and run with it. If it doesn't, leave it where you found it. Either way, make your choices and decisions responsibly today, because you will always have the consequences and repercussions to pay. You have questions, I have answers. You can find those facts on my website, located in the title of this live, raw, real, uncut, unedited, and unscripted broadcast. And after these messages, we'll be right back. Yeah, okay. So I here pull something from the P&Q Oracle. So now we have 19 decks. Interesting. So I had set aside 18 decks of cards to read our message tonight. And it was one of those nights where they're like, okay, count how many decks. There's something about the message there. And it's interesting because there were 18. Now there are 19. 18 is the moon hidden in the dark. The 19 is the sun coming to light. And from the P&Q Oracle, our 19th deck, the sun shining, oh boy, the sun shining message. It says mom and daughter eating pancakes. And this is Q's drawing. This is Q's drawing. And I'm hearing the phrase covert mission. Covert mission. There's something here about a covert mission. Okay. Covert, hidden. Not everybody is aware of it. But it's mom and daughter eating pancakes. And this card in the past has come out. And it's spoken about, two people working together for a shared goal, a shared purpose. All right, from the Abukra. Your wish for the wisdom of Solomon when you realize so much will be at stake, as the final outcome will rest with your decision alone. Ooh, your wish for the wisdom of Solomon when you realize so much will be at stake, as the final outcome will rest with your decision alone. Okay, decisiveness is necessary at this time because your decision carries a lot of weight, okay, in this covert mission. All right, let's go to the alchemy deck, the Wild Unknown Alchemy, and see what's coming up. It says winter, card number, it's 16. Hold on. All right. Winter, luz brumales, light. Look at the way that light is shining through the darkness of the tree. The family tree is coming up here in my consciousness. The light is piercing right into that family tree. That's a beautiful idea. Some of us don't have the most beautiful family backgrounds, do we? Yeah, I had to learn that the hard way. Through getting to know other women. Well, it wasn't necessarily, I had my own hard family background. Okay, yeah, so I did learn that the hard way. However, oh boy, everybody's was worse than somebody else's for some reason, I heard. Okay, so there's something here about the light coming through the family tree. There's also this triangle over here standing out to me, giving me when two or more are joined together in my name. Energy. And the light is coming through. Okay. What do we have from the wild and known archetypes for the message tonight? It's card number 42, the empty room. Right now, this card, because of my personal experience with channeling, is reminding me of a time when I was channeling some messages for a childhood friend of mine from high school. And she kept using the phrase in our conversation, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Well, I don't know. And it was like, okay, stop saying that, because it doesn't benefit you, you know, when you say that. You know a lot more than you know. And you have access to know everything because you're connected to the divine, which knows everyone and everything, and is connected to you and wants to benefit you, wants to help you. And I have all this information rushing through my consciousness to speak to her. And then all of a sudden, it shut off. And I felt as though I was in an empty room. Now, the room I stood in was all white on every side, top, bottom, every wall, just white, empty walls surrounding me. And I was there for about 10 seconds. It was the most excruciating 10 seconds because I'm like, what happened? There's nothing here. It's like my mind just went completely blank. So there's something here about the clearing of the mind. Okay. So much has taught you to clear the mind so that you can hear. Okay. What we're trying to get you to see is that we've always been here. You've always been hearing. So in the experience you had, there was a white room, and this is filled with the cosmos. There's so much light inside of you. You're getting messages continually. You're not always acknowledging them or aware of them. You have the knowledge within you. There's also this idea about this empty room. It's like where there have been sought, where questions have been asked and answers are being sought. It's like the universe is filling in that void with information to answer it, and it's received here through you in your grounded nature. I'm hearing in your grounded nature. Something here about that. Because it's like this, where this light is coming through here, it looks like it's a zoomed out perspective of all of this. Like this is what's inside there. Okay. That's what it looks like right now. Let's keep going. The empty room. Now, we did talk about where there was darkness, now there should be light. What was hidden is coming out into the light, is coming into the knowing. What was done in the dark, coming out into the light. Okay, let's see. What's the message from the Pleadian Oracle for tonight's download? This one, or tonight's shadows. Galactic core. It's like you're standing there. Oh, wow. And it's like as you tap into the ancestor energy through the tree, the light portal opens up. You stand there staring. And this is what it looks like. What is with the room part of it? The corners and the lines of the wall. You'll have to show me more about that. Okay. This galactic core talks about self-love and letting go. And it talks about arrivals as well. It talks about standing on your own 2 feet. It talks about standing and looking at what is happening out there. I'm really getting like you're standing there and you're watching as these energies are colliding and things are coming together. It's like In this image, that moon was hidden because there's so much darkness. But as you're bringing light to the situation, now the moon stands out, contrasting against the light behind it. You put light on all sides of it, and so now what's hidden is revealed. It's like, looking at that dark color of the moon, it blends in well here. We can't even make out where it's at. It might be, they're saying it's up here somewhere. But when you blast it with the light that you open up here, then all of a sudden light floods the whole area and you can see what was there in the dark. I hope that makes sense to you the way it makes sense to me. That's the best way I can find to put it in words right now. We'll see what else comes out. We're going to lighten the message with the song, which is ready to go from the Lyrical Evolutions. What is this? Oh, the devil went down to Georgia. The devil bowed his head because he knew he'd been beat, and he laid that golden fiddle on the ground at Johnny's feet, the Charlie Daniels Band. This song has a lot of significance for me. The tower is shown on this imagery. We see the tower card there. The tower talks about false shit being torn down, and isn't that what it looks like here? Like you can't hide no more. Can't hide no more. It's no longer hideable. It's been illuminated. Something's been illuminated. You can't hide it no more. We found it. We found it. Okay, the devil went down to Georgia. I'm actually getting guided to read more of the lyrics from that song. So let's see what else it has. Let me look it up here, because they're saying there's more in that. The devil went down to Georgia. The lyrics. Here we go, guys. The devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind, and he was willing to make a deal. When he came across this young man sawing on a fiddle and playing it hot, and the devil jumped up on a hickory stump and said, "Boy, let me tell you what. I guess you didn't know it, but I'm a fiddle player too. And if you care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. Now you play a pretty good fiddle, boy, but give the devil his due. I'll bet a fiddle of gold against your soul, 'cause I think I'm better than you." The boy said, "My name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet. You're gonna regret, 'cause I'm the best there's ever been. Johnny, rosin up your bow and play your fiddle hard, 'cause hell's broke loose in Georgia and the devil deals the cards. And if you win, you get this shiny fiddle made of gold. But if you lose, the devil gets your soul." The devil opened up his case and he said, "I'll start this show." And fire flew from his fingertips as he rosined up his bow. And he pulled the bow across the strings, and it made an evil hiss. Then a band of demons joined in, and it sounded something like this. When the devil finished, Johnny said, "Well, you're pretty good, old son, but sit down in that chair right there and let me show you how it's done. Fire on the mountain, run, boys, run. The devil's in the house of the rising sun. Chicken in a bread pan picking out dough. Granny, does your dog bite? No, child, no." The devil bowed his head because he knew that he'd been beat, and he laid that golden fiddle on the ground at Johnny's feet. Johnny said, "Devil, just come on back if you ever want to try again. I done told you once, you son of a bitch, I'm the best that's ever been." He played Fire on the Mountain, Run, Boys, Run. The devil's in the house of the rising sun. The chicken in a bread pan picking out dough. Granny, will your dog bite? No, child, no. Whoa, you guys, there's so much. The devil's in the house of the rising sun. That dark spot is showing up. And now as I'm looking at it, it's like a zoomed in perspective of a quarter of a yin yang. Interesting. Where the darkness has been used to make the light even stronger. I heard no victims here. No victims here. Now, some of you may know this and some of you may not. But Johnny was the name of my father. And the house that I just moved out of, when I moved in, I said, "What's your name? I'm going to live here." I love to introduce myself to my house and get a name. And my house said Georgia. So for the last 5 years, I've been living in Georgia. There's a lot here, you guys. First off, the devil was looking for a soul to steal. And he was in a bind because he was way behind. So the devil ain't been meeting his quota the way he used to. The dark ain't been getting used to getting what the fuck they used to getting. You know what I'm saying? So he was willing to make a deal. But he been hiding out in the dark so long, nobody could even see what it was. Okay, those shadows were hiding it. Okay, it was hiding in the shadows. I heard the devil made me do it. There's something here, though, about this guy, Johnny. Because he knew he was the best at ever been. He wasn't afraid of this darkness. So there's somebody here who wasn't afraid of the darkness. Now, it come up in my consciousness how much I'm so grateful for my father. Because it's time and time again where it comes into my physical experience of fathers that, man, my daddy put them to shame. My daddy's the best it's ever been. Yep, I watched him burn himself to death. My dad used to beat the shit out of me. And my mama, he had a lot of bad behaviors. But one thing my father did never do was touch his children sexually. And today I was in deep meditation about that. I was praying a lot about that. I had a lot of realizations about, there's a lot of beautiful families out there and you don't know who's been through it. But you've probably met someone, at least one. And even if you didn't know it, they went through it at the hand of their own father. See, in my father's childhood, there was sexual molestation of the children, and he and his cousin were victims of that. They had that experience, but they didn't let it hold them down. They didn't let it make them weak or repeat those offenses. They both had daughters. And they made a pact. I saw this spiritually. They made a pact when they grew up and they realized that they had both been through the same thing when they finally talked about it. See, this is something that happened in my family line, and there's probably some people that'd be pissed off that I'm talking about it, and I really don't give a fuck. Facts is facts. And you know what? Here it is out in the light now. We can see that dark spot. So today I was very grateful because I saw both of these men sitting down having a conversation, said, we will protect our children so our daughters never have to go through this. So our children are never sexually violated like this. And it worked. My father may have been a crackhead, wife abusing. At one point, he was an alcoholic. He had a lot of mental health issues, man. I mean, it's got to be something when your mama knows exactly what the fuck your daddy's doing and don't do shit about it. But thank you. Because all that darkness that's been hiding is coming to the light now. It is coming to the light now. Coming to the light now. Yeah. My father never touched us sexually. He did a lot of fucked up things, but I'm glad he never did that. And I got to give it to him because this is not something that just usually tends to just pop. From what I've witnessed, what I've seen in my short 44 years, it's not something that seems to be an isolated event. It's like a poison in a bloodline that just sits there. Now we're talking about the empty room. We're talking about the empty room, right? It's like it's been hidden and locked in this room, but now it's out in the open for all to see. In some sort of way, this energy is being busted open. Mm-hmm. Now, the devil was looking for a soul to steal. And what a beautiful way to accomplish that than to fuck up a person's whole mentality, confidence, sexual desire, and confidence in sexuality as well, trust in their body, trust in their parents. What a great way to shatter all that than to go down here and have parents sexually violate their children. Not just fathers have done it, women have done it too. Women have done it to boys too. Men have done it to boys. Mothers have done it to daughters and their sons. Grandparents have done it to grandchildren. Aunts and uncles have done it to nephews and nieces. It's happened all over the place. Even siblings on siblings. There's been a lot that has happened. But there's something here about the 3 generations. And the fingers want to tap. 3 generations. 3 generations of consistency. It only takes one of you to set the path. And once it hits the 3rd generations that consistently has repudiated these vile behaviors, it becomes established in your line. You didn't know that. That's what we're channeling through for you right now at this time. The first one, the 1st generation, is the one that still experienced the abuse of power, because that's ultimately what it is. It's an abuse of power. They will be the last to be abused. The next generation is the one that never sees the abuse and keeps the line protected. For the 3rd generation, where it becomes established and rooted, very deep and strong. But each of these 3 all must choose that path. Okay. So there's something here about that. It may not have to do with child abuse or sexual molestation for you. And I hear a lot of you who have, some of you are going to be wanting to comment me too. Okay, got it. That's okay. You can if you want to. Some of you won't want to. But there's somewhere where this type of energy has been handed down generation after generation after generation. And the pattern has broken its consistency, and now there's a new consistent pattern here. A lighter, brighter, consistent pattern. When we know what obstacle, when we know that there's that black hole there, when we know that there's that challenge there, we know how to navigate our way around it. Now the path around it is so clear. And what I'm seeing is like, look at this, 3. 1, 2, 3, okay? And as above, so below coming through here. That's what I just saw. But it's like each one, I even see 3 light body energies here. This is the one, this is the 1st generation, the one that actually has that mark of having that experience, okay? And then the 2nd generation comes in, linking to the 3rd to the 1st generation, and neither of these have that mark. There's an awareness about this and how it affects your genetic line that we want to share with you today. Okay. Oh, Lord. From the Spiritual AF deck. Quit dimming your light for people with shitty ass mindsets. Hello. You got that dream, huh? That thing you think you maybe could do, but maybe it's too big. Maybe too much of a long shot. Maybe you'll look stupid trying to do it. Do it. Seriously, think about lying on your deathbed saying, I never went for it because I was afraid Susan would talk shit about me. Are you fucking kidding me? Susan talks shit about you anyways. Go do you. Then do you bigger. Okay. Somebody here knows a Susan. Who cares if Susan talks shit about you? Somebody here is bringing it out into the light, and part of it has been concern that response that will be gotten. Don't dim your light for people with shitty ass mindsets. So that energy is in the table. Let's go into oracle cards first. Nope. Okay. First the situation, then oracle cards, then tarot cards. Check. Okay. So we're going to use tarot cards for the situation. We'll use the giant Rider-Waite tarot. There's something here about by contacting the bringing light to the ancestral line. These 3 generations are bringing light to the ancestral line. Okay, yeah. Working with the ancestors. See, here's the thing. If they've already died, they're well aware of what the fuck they've done. And they want to make amends. They want to help heal that in their line. Because they return to the all that is. Okay, they are no longer trapped by this physical vessel. And it's like in the movie when the evil one that planted the curses and is holding the magic spell, right? When they die, that shit dies with them. Let it die with them. Let's just not hand it down to our children. Let's just not hand it down. We don't have to hand every fucking thing down. The buck stops here. Energy is here. Okay. There's also something here. I'm getting about 3 generations of entrepreneurial spirit. Okay. I'm also getting, I hear 3 generations of travelers. Okay, so for somebody, those are going to have some strong significance. All right, and I hear there's something here about the empty room. Okay, yeah, you can leave that room. My mother coming through again. Love you, mommy. Just because you were born in the shit don't mean you have to stay in it. You could get yourself up and clean yourself off and move on. Thank you for your love donation. Who sent that love donation? What did I get? Ooh, $20 from Royal Sag. So thankful and grateful. Yeah. So, whoa, we stopped shuffling with the Emperor card. They said just pull off the top to show the situation. There's that patriarchal energy. There's the masculine energy. That's the fathers and the grandfathers in spirit who are now aware of the bullshit that they did. But there's something here about as it comes to light within individuals and it is brought to the surface and you learn to navigate around it. You teach your children these ways. You teach them about honoring their vessel and their children, and you make them aware that there has been this poison of adults who violate children sexually. And teach them the warning signs and teach them that if this ever happens and they tell you, if you tell somebody I'm going to kill you, or I'm going to kill your mom, or I'm going to kill your dad, or I'm going to kill your sister or your brother or whatever the fuck, because they like to do shit like that. Or if this ever happens, you're aware of it and somebody says, nobody will believe you. You let these children know that you will believe them. My daughter and I had a conversation and she was talking about how nobody had ever taught her about pedophiles. See, my daughter is now grown. She's 26. Yeah. And she's coming into her power really strongly. Yes, she is. And she's been expanding her consciousness for a few years, digging deep down the rabbit hole. And things that I had been learning, all of a sudden now my daughter's consciousness is ready to grasp and absorb them. And so we're having this conversation. She says, Mom, I didn't hear anything about pedophiles except from you. They never taught us about it in school or anywhere else. You're the only one that ever told me about it. And she goes, and me and my friends were talking about it and how you're the only one that ever made us aware of this situation, that it was wrong, that it didn't need to happen. You were the one that taught me and my friends about pedophiles. They didn't teach us at school. They didn't teach us anywhere. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have known. This is what my daughter said, and it meant so much to me. because it's embarrassing to talk about it. It feels dirty to think about it, to talk about it when you've had these experiences, when you're aware of these experiences. It doesn't feel clean to talk about it. It's something that you want to just bury. You want to just, it's not there, it's not there, it's not there. But as long as you're doing that, it'll still be there, but it'll be hidden in the ignorance of it. Well, there's something here about now. Is it through a conversation, right? Yes, because that's how it happened. The children knew because somebody told them. We have to protect our children so we can build enough awareness around this to where people just don't get away with it anymore. And when the children are telling us this is happening, we have to act on that information, and at the same time, we have to understand it. So maybe there was nobody to turn to. Maybe they didn't believe you. You are still loved. You are still worthy. And you can use that experience to catapult you to be the advocate, to be the one to stand here and bring the light out to the situation, create awareness for the children around you. I started teaching my daughter about sexual pedophiles probably we were still living in Colorado. We didn't move to Las Vegas until she was 6 years old. So my daughter was younger than 6 years old when I was already teaching her about pedophiles. If somebody touches your body here, or here, they shouldn't. If somebody wants to look at your body here, or here, that's not appropriate. You come tell me right away. No matter what they tell you, you come tell me right away. From a very young age. And as she grew older, I taught her more and more and more and made it age appropriate. But when she was little, I let her know. Mommy is the only one, and only because you're still little. So I help you take a bath and all that stuff. But pretty soon, I'm not even going to look at you there. And I'm not going to touch you there, even though I'm your mom. Nobody should ever look at you or touch you there. And I taught her that. And thank God that I had that awareness, that I knew that it was wrong, because my father taught me at a young age. My father didn't do it. My father didn't do it. And with all his mental issues, fucking alcoholism, drug abuse, rage and temper and all that stuff, he never tried to violate any of his children sexually. So there's that. Now, let's look at the situation. These cards are ready. And I bring it up because, the whole thing about this channel was I've been through so much shit in my life that if I can help somebody else get through the shit that they're going through. So somebody is going through this right now. You're coping with this. You're dealing with this right now. And that was always my purpose. Everything that I've been through, if I've been able to heal myself from it, let me tell others how I did that and how it worked for me, because maybe it'll work for them. I don't know. Maybe it won't. But I'm telling you for free, so you might as well fucking try if you want it, right? Okay. So we have the Emperor at the bottom of the deck. Now here's the other thing about the Emperor. The Emperor always speaks to me as well. And today it's coming through. Is not only is it about fathers and grandfathers and the masculine line that has abused their power, it's also coming through right now like God has been watching. They think they've gotten away with everything. But God sees all things. The universe requires balance. We've been talking about that recently. The universe requires balance. So there's something here also about that energy of that light forming a ring of protection. A ring of protection. If everybody knows that these people are pedophiles, that they sexually violate children, it's a lot harder to get away with it. If children, maybe they don't know who they are. You can't tell them who they are, right? But you can teach the children, this is not appropriate behavior. Nobody should be touching you this way. Nobody should be doing these things. You have a safe place with me. If you ever go through this, if you ever experience this, or if you ever know somebody who does, you have a safe space here with me. Awareness. But if nobody's talking about it, then how about the ones that don't even know that there's something wrong? Mommy or daddy always did this to them. And as children, your natural inclination is to listen to and believe your parents. So if this is normal, this happens for everybody, or this is how it's supposed to be, they could be lying motherfuckers straight through their teeth, but children will believe what their parents tell them. Children will believe what their parents tell them. Oh, this is how everybody disciplines their children. Oh, this is how everybody loves their children. We've seen it in movies. We've seen it in movies. It's inappropriate behavior. But if our children are unaware of it, then there's the opportunity for somebody to slip in and influence their mind. If they don't even know that this is something, like this is a thing, then there's room through ignorance to accept things that don't need to be accepted. Can you understand what I'm saying? Because they are out of a lack of awareness. It's like, I've heard this before, I don't know where, but if you grew up and I always told you that the sky was green and nobody ever told you different, you would believe that the sky was green because that would be all you've ever known. Having not been exposed to other information, that would be all that you'd known. So you would accept that. The Emperor is also talking to me about authority figures. Huge emphasis on fucking authority figures. Yes. Thank you. That energy is here. Authority figures have abused their power. We have discussed a little bit. We've touched on that just a little bit recently. That could be coming up more here tonight. And I feel like that's going to be running. It's like a parallel message is about to be delivered is the way I'm seeing it. There's a parallel message going to be delivered. It's going to be parallel in regards to your personal experience and the overall large picture experience, meaning more inclusive, more communal experience. Okay. So we need to create awareness about pedophilia. Okay. That it's a thing, that it's inappropriate. Are there studies? There are questions here. Are there studies on the effects of pedophilia? If you have any links or information of that, let me know. Okay. Are there activism groups that you know of? Okay, there's something here about activism groups. Okay. That you know of in regards to that. Now, we also, yeah, this stuff has been coming out lately. Oh my goodness. It's time, you guys. The shit is coming. What's been done in the dark is coming to light. Let's get into this message. In the past, what's the energy of the situation? And the King of Cups in the past. In the current energy, the Nine of Swords. Oh, they were so fucking happy in the past because their shit was hidden. They were in the dark. They were getting whatever the fuck they want and they were getting away with it. They were getting away with it. They were so happy. Now they're afraid. Now they're afraid because it's coming out into the light. The hidden blessing in this is a Queen of Swords. This bitch don't shut up. That's the hidden blessing. This bitch don't shut up. She teaches everybody about their boundaries. She teaches everybody about what she knows. And she sees through the bullshit. She don't shut up. She been hurt, but she knows how to use that hurt and turn it into her power. Is she a cold piece of work when she need to be? Yeah. That's the hidden blessing. You can speak to people and you can listen to people. It's a hidden blessing. You're going to hear a message, okay? Somebody's going to come to you. They're going to feel like coming to you for protection. If somebody comes to you for protection or somebody comes to you, they want to tell you their story. Maybe they're not currently in the situation. They've grown up now, right? They've grown up now. Just listen. Just listen. That's all about. That's all it's about. Just listen to them. Let them speak. Hear them out. You'll know the truth of it. Somebody has been afraid. Somebody's been afraid because I see the person who was violated. Like, you were supposed to love me, and you gave me the worst trauma of my life. And I see somebody who's spent a lot of time crying about this. The challenge. There's a challenge. The Lovers. This presents challenge in their connections with other people. This presents challenges for them with their connections with other people. Okay. body issues. They have a difficult, somebody here, they have a hard time loving their body because it's almost like this feeling like their body has betrayed them. For somebody here, they didn't know that they were not supposed to enjoy it, but their body betrayed them and their body enjoyed it. And that's a whole like guilt and shame consciousness that, you know, seeking to be healed here at this time. So anywhere where these ones are holding on to shame and guilt of being betrayed by the pleasure of their body as they've been violated, okay, give yourself permission to release that, because Source, Lesser God here says, I give you permission to release yourself. There's no need for you to feel this. It's natural. It was built for pleasure. The body was built for pleasure, but it was also built to be respected. It should reach a certain level of maturity, and it should always be in awareness, not violation. It should come together in the energy of love. Yeah. And that's an unnatural love of parents for children. They're showing me a young boy whose mother is so obsessed with him that he can't even fucking have a girlfriend because his mother's been sexually violating him his whole life. I'm hearing he's 16. But it's coming to the light. The challenge is now, too, that this energy is being highlighted. We're seeing how both masculine and feminine energies have been violated in this way. And the universe has heard the call. Okay. In the environment, the 10 of Cups, familial abuse. Okay. The abuse of the family. There are families here that are unaware of how the authority figure has influenced this energy. And I'm getting programming and announcements. They're showing me old videos. I saw something a long time ago on Instagram, and it was showing some Justin Bieber music video, and it had it shows like graffiti writing on the wall behind him. But when you slow it down frame for frame, there's a lot of really grotesque stuff in there. They're also showing me now the Cheetah Girls. Is it the Cheetah Girls? No, it's not the Cheetah Girls. Pussycat. Pussycat. The Pussycats. Josie and the Pussycats. Thank you. Josie and the Pussycats. Josie and the Pussycats. The movie. There's so much how they show how they operate in that movie to abuse their power. The Guidance. The Empress. We also have to admit where mothers have known and have not done anything. And then I'm hearing this song playing from John Mayer. Fathers, be good to your daughters. Your daughters will love like you do. Girls become lovers who turn into mothers. So mothers, be good to your daughters too. Whew. It's not just fathers, it's mothers as well. For the poison to be completely extracted, it has to be acknowledged and located from everywhere it exists. It's not just in fathers, it's in mothers too. Be good not just to your daughters, but to your sons as well. Yeah. Because they are the future mothers and fathers. And we need to build this energy 3 generations deep across all of our families, all of our individual households. I mean, yes, we are one giant collective family. Yes, we are. So each one of us, it doesn't just support us, it supports the others who are doing this as well. But in our immediate families, our bloodline, we can do this. Okay. Outcome energy. Whew. Praise the Lord. The Wheel of Fortune. The big X. No. No more. The buck stops here. That's closing out that karmic cycle. I heard praise the Lord. All right. Now, the numerology deck is next. Oh boy, you guys. Great balls of fire. I heard, yeah, these are great balls of fire, all right. Yes, it is. So let's see what we have coming out from the numerology deck for tonight's Tarot in the Shadow message, please, and thank you. What else can you reveal for us about this situation? Who knew? Who knew? Who knew? I heard who knew? Who knew what you went through? Who knew what you went through? Who knew? Who knew and did nothing? Who knew and did nothing? It's time to let them know you knew and you did nothing. If they're still breathing and even if they're dead, who knew but did nothing? Whether they're living or dead, it's time to speak it to them. Tell your thoughts. You can heal this in yourself. Whether these ones are even the perpetrators, alive or dead, tell them what you think. Tell them how you feel. Tell them what you know. And if you gotta open up on the situation, you gotta find a way to leave it in. I'm sorry for whatever made you that way. I forgive you. Thank you for making me a stronger, more loving, more compassionate parent and person overall. Thank you for making me an advocate for this. And please forgive me if you don't like it. I heard, ooh, Lord. Regardless of their response, it's going to release you from the energy. That's never come out that way before. So let's see what's the message here from the numerology cards. Oh my goodness, you guys, such a heavy message today. Such a heavy message today. Okay. And it's shadow, so this is the triggering shit. This is the perfect place to talk about it. Okay, in the past, materialization. Card number 8. Power energy. It was about power. They're saying, these people feel more powerful. They feel like they take the power of youth, and that's exactly what they're doing energetically. Drawing the power of your youth. You must protect the youth. Okay, in the current energy, teaching and learning. You may be afraid to tell your story. You may be afraid to let the children know what you've been through. Because I see a mother now whose children don't have any clue that the grandfather that they don't talk to. And I see the children, how come we don't talk to our grandparents? How come we never go to grandpa's house? Everybody in the movies, they go to grandpa's house and grandma's house. How come we don't go? Because they're fucking pedophiles. You want to say that every time, but you have not. You have not. It's time to teach your children through your experiences. Parents, don't be ashamed of your past. It's here as a tool when you allow it to be. And it can protect your line moving forward. If you use the wisdom of your experiences. My daughter, I've mentioned her a lot lately. And the other day, I mentioned how she told me she didn't try a lot of things that I tried as a knucklehead fucking kid. Because I told her about my experiences raw and real. This is what I did. This is the side effects of it. This is why I quit doing it. Don't fucking do it. Just don't fucking do it. My daughter knows I done did some dirt in my life. I done did some stupid shit. I've been in some fucked up situations. My daughter knows. I use my experiences to create awareness with my child so that she doesn't have to experience some of the things that I had experienced. If you're going to have all this pain in your past, why not turn it into power? Not just for yourself, but for others, so they never have to experience that hour. For somebody, it was an hour every time that you were violated. It's like an hour segment. It's like somebody would leave. I see the energy of somebody leaving and they'd be gone. And this person had an hour that they would do this. And they timed it very specifically because they knew they needed that hour. Then certain things have to happen afterwards so that when the other person comes back, there's no awareness of what had happened. And I see, shh, and you are shushed. Okay. Hidden blessing in the teaching and learning here is domestic harmony. You can bring about domestic harmony for your ancestral line. You can. That's the hidden blessing in your pain. Now you know what not to do, what not to promote, what not to allow. In the challenge, new beginnings. It's hard to start new. But when you get this out, when you get it out, it releases you. Gives you that fresh new start. In the environment, healing. You'll be healing your family line. I love this. It's beautiful. You'll be healing your family line. The guidance for you. Rebirth, create new. Be the mother. Be the love. Fathers, be good to your daughters. Mothers, be good to your daughters too, and your sons. Hello. In the outcome. Pride. The ancestral line is so proud of you for closing the old cycle. That's what's the outcome of this. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, spiritual partnership. So it wasn't that this person came. It's crazy because you have to remember all things work together for God's glory. You also have to remember that we all came here with soul contracts to have certain experiences. So if you made it through a situation like this and you are teaching and learning, this person is like Loki in his own series. In the series about Loki, they talk about how his job is to create chaos and conflict so that the Avengers could be the greatest version of themselves. That was this person's role in your experience, to create the conflict and the chaos, to assist you in being the best version of yourself. Now, that's a hard pill to swallow. That may be a bit much. Let it sit with your consciousness for a minute. Okay? Somebody's really triggered as I say that. And if I remind you that you chose certain experiences, you tick those boxes on the spiritual application to come and be alive in a body at this time on planet Earth. You chose to come here for the mission to bring the light to the dark spot that has sat in humanity for generation upon generation. You came to bring the light to it, and the only way you could do it was by having the experience, honey. So let it fulfill the whole purpose. Don't get stuck here, keeping it in the dark. It will not have light until you brought it to the light, till you bring the light to the situation. Hiding in the dark allows it to continue to exist. Understand? Okay. Let's see what we have from the Wisdom of the House of Night Oracle to add to tonight's Tarot in the Shadows message. Thank you. All right, what is it? In the past, obedience. Blind obedience. Blind obedience. You must obey. And they're showing me the whole, there was a time when my daughter was a teenager where there was a big line of clothing out that said obey everywhere. But what did these kids, like, who purchased that and what were they really obeying? You know what I'm saying? Okay, there's something here about obedience in the current energy message. In the current energy is the message, okay. In the hidden blessing. Yeah, in the current energy, you're now providing the message, a teaching and learning message, okay? Now, even when you're afraid, even when it feels difficult, you give that message, okay? You are to deliver the message. In the hidden blessing, confidence. as you have set these boundaries, as you have taught, you can be confident about domestic harmony coming into your life, into your family line, for your children, for your generations, because they're aware of what the potentials are, and they know how to avoid those traps. I hear avoid those traps of blind obedience to ones who would violate their physical bodies, violate their physical freedom, violate their own vessels. Okay, the challenge is the risk. Taking the leap of faith, card number 31. I hear risk losing it all. For somebody here, you feel like this is a risk that you might lose it all. But listen, it's time for new beginnings. And to get this new beginning, you got to trust. You got to trust and you got to take the risk. There's a risk in front of you. Okay. In the environment, we have the conclusion. Every ending is a new beginning. As you finish that story, it's an opportunity for you to, as you've healed it, because you've been healing this. Yeah. It's an open and closed book. I heard it's an open and closed book. Okay. Closing out the old energy, bringing in new energy into your environment, a new experience. The guidance is loyalty. And it's card number 33 of all of these cards. This is the only one where they're really making me focus on the number. And that's the Ascended Masters. And we have the Empress here, which is also a 3. So we have angel number 333 in the guidance. Use it to create in a divine way. This rebirth. You have the chance to bring a new energy to your line. Be loyal to the path. Remember, and teach your children so they can be loyal to the path of protecting themselves and the rest of the line that will come. In the outcome energy, fulfillment. Look at that. Fulfillment, prosperity, abundance. A lot of your financial issues are tied into this abuse of power that has never been dealt with. A lot of your physical health issues are tied into this as well. And particularly, they're talking about obesity tends to set in as well. Okay, lack of confidence, lack of self-esteem. These are issues, but there is fulfillment in this. The outcome is they're so proud of you. I see the heavens toasting, cheers. Hip, hip, hooray. I heard hip, hip, hooray. They're so proud of us for being bold enough to teach and learn about these difficult things, difficult subjects that have kept us trapped. Well, God dang, we have the trap at the bottom of the deck. But see, once that light comes out and there is awareness, we're not the ones that trap. These fucking pedophiles are trapped. Because now our children are empowered. They know what is happening. They know what to do about it. Okay. They don't have to be trapped. And that dark energy is trapped. I also see, wow, they're showing me this in our physical experience in regards to the shadow governments and such that operate in these types of practices ritualistically for thousands of years. Okay, they are trapped. They're trapped. They have nowhere to go. The devil, remember, he ain't been doing so well lately. He ain't been getting it lately. Now he's trapped. Praise. It's about fucking time that this dark energy is trapped. There's so much light coming into it. Yeah, that they know. They know. We know now. And we spread that awareness and they're trapped. So they're trying to challenge. But just like Johnny on the best there ever was. Yeah, you go through this and you're going to overpower this situation and create change here, bringing light to what was done in the dark. Okay, creating awareness so that trap is seen and nobody falls into the trap. Okay. From the Mahabharata, what's the past energy? From the Mahabharata, what's the past energy, please and thank you. What's the message here about this tarot in the shadow situation? I hear somebody's crying. Wow, this happened at home, the shelter. Now, they're also showing me like it happened at home. There's a need to speak about it, but nobody spoke about it. Okay, they're also showing me the ancestors. This is something that has happened in the ancestral line. It's been handed down, just blind obedience, just blindly listening. In the current energy, we have abundance. Oh, wow. Somebody has been working on their abundance through affirmations, through some sort of, through conscious awareness. Okay. You have so much awareness in you now, and you're sharing it. You're sharing it. Look at that light coming off of your crown, off of your whole head, right? You have awareness. You've evolved. You've blossomed. It's time to teach and learn from everything. Okay. In the hidden blessing here, impartial, and it's in reverse. We're not impartial to this anymore. There's something here about you're not acting like shit didn't happen no more. You're not just going to sit up here and pretend like there's nothing you can do, or there's nothing that needs to be. Nobody needs to know. We're not just going to keep this, okay? You're impartial to that shit anymore. You're now in confidence. You're speaking about bringing in a greater sense of family to the family, a greater awareness in our families, okay? Whew, the head is going off, yeah. A greater awareness to the family, honoring the truth, okay, listening to the children, inviting others to speak about this, speaking about it when you have the opportunity, speaking to your children and your children's friends who are around you, creating awareness, speaking to the other parents, creating awareness, spread it like a fucking wildfire. Spread it like a fucking wildfire. You kids got games? Hey, I'm just curious, have you ever created awareness in your children about pedophilia and let them know, that they can come talk to you if this ever happens? It's interesting because you're going to know which parents are the ones that do this shit. When you have this conversation, you're going to pick up on it. You're going to sense the resistance in them. You're also going to spiritually be aware of the ones that have been violated and who still haven't spoken out. So what's going to happen is a lot of them are going to start to talk to you about it. It's interesting. The challenge here is ambition. And it's in reverse. This is not something that you really fucking want to do because it's risky as fuck. It's risky as fuck to put yourself out there like that, to make yourself vulnerable like that, to let folks know what you've really been through, okay? In the environment, beauty, you have beautiful children all around you. And it's like opening that healing path for them, closing the old chapter so they can not be afraid of their beauty. Somebody here, I see you have a daughter who does cheerleading and she's gorgeous. Have you taught her about this yet? She's young. But those cheerleading outfits, there's nothing wrong with them unless a motherfucker got this sickness in them where they like to violate little girls. Don't stop your kid from cheerleading. Protect them by teaching them to have a voice, making sure that they're around you. I'm getting adults you can trust. No, not really. Because you can't really fucking trust these other adults unless you really know them. You can't. And let your children know. Let your children know that they're protected no matter what. Put them in that realm of protection. Through awareness, they're so protected. Okay? The guidance. Gratitude. How do you be grateful for the person that violated you? How do you be grateful? Because now you're grateful that you can empower other people so that they don't have to fucking go through this, especially your own children and grandchildren, people. That's how you can be grateful. Well, if I'm the one that had to go through it so my kids never have to, well then so fucking be it. That's the way I see it. Maybe you disagree. That's okay. You can argue with me in the comments if you want to. Well, I mean, you can tell me what you think because I'm not really going to argue back. Freedom of speech is what it is. Speak your mind, baby. And outcome energy, virtue. In your loyalty to the path, you protect your children's virtue. Spirit is so proud of you because you stood up, and you, no matter what other issues you had, like that's one thing that you didn't do was violate your children sexually. Good on you. That should be natural for everyone else too. Yeah. When there's no place left for them to hide. When there's no place left for them to hide. Okay, the bottom of the deck, reprisal. Yeah, see, and that's been their main tool of manipulation. They've been managed to operate in the dark for so long because they told you that they would get you back if you ever told somebody. But here's the thing, when everybody knows, they're trapped. And they know that. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, they're trapped. You're no longer impartial. You're aware. Your energy is so aware of these ones around you. There's no hiding it. There is no pretending like it's not there. You know what I'm saying? When there's awareness, it's easier to avoid the snare, man. I just see a hole in the ground. I see a hole in the ground. And I just see like somebody, they're walking around in the dark, unaware. They fall right into the fucking hole. They get caught up. They don't know. But shine a little light on the situation. You see that, oh, there's a fucking hole there. Let me go around that shit. Let me go around that fucking hole. I don't want to fall in that hole. I'm going to go around that shit. Let's see what crystals want to talk about this. In the past energy. Okay, this one. In the past energy, Malachite, healing. You started healing. You started healing yourself. Healing your heart from all of this. In your current energy, you're seeing the fact that the healing that you've been done is showing up in abundance in your life. Abundance of friends, abundance of an abundance of love, an abundance of finances. It's the evidence of the healing that you've done in the past is showing up this way. In the current energy, grounding. Yeah, it's becoming stable and solidified. All of these energies that thought that they were getting away with it, they're getting grounded now. Yeah, they can't do anything. They're trapped. In the hidden blessing here, we have empowerment. See, they didn't plan on that. The dark did not plan on everybody opening their mouth, opening their eyes first, healing themselves, opening their mouth so that others don't fall into the trap. Now there are less individuals susceptible to the bullshit. The challenge is heart healing. Yeah, heart healing with dioptase. Heart healing. The challenge is to heal your heart. A lot don't want to look at this. They don't want to look at it. They don't want to think about it. They don't want to fucking talk about it. But that's the healing path. In your environment, you have success. You have a success where you have created this awareness in your children, and you know damn well because you've talked to your children about like they were never sexually violated. Congratulations. If your child is the second generation after the last one who was violated, the third in this ring, you guys have successfully changed your ancestral line. In the guidance, the ruby, shine on, honey. Shine on, crazy diamond from Pink Floyd coming through. The diamond, through pressure, through cutting, it becomes this glorious, beautiful self. In the outcome energy, tiger's eye, courage. Your awareness, you're exposing the awareness of this, you're exposing this energy, gives other people the courage to step up and speak too. And you know what? With kyanite blue below the deck, letting go, honey. Yeah, we're letting go of that energy. We're giving it back to the universe. Okay, we're giving it back to God, and we're gonna speak it out. We're letting go of the fear. We're letting go of hiding. We're letting go of all of that because we've healed. Okay, we have healed so much. Okay, we let go of resentments. We let go of the pain, and we turn it into a message that benefits so many. Yeah, we turn it into a message that benefits so many in our experience. Yeah. To empower others in our experience. And as you've met the challenge, you've taken the risk. You've healed your heart. And you see the success. You took the risk. Somebody here, you've already taken the risk to talk about this. You've been talking about this. Some of you have been going to a women's shelter, working on healing with these women. Somebody here, you are materializing an opportunity to work with women on healing these energies at a women's shelter. Okay. Yeah, I see that here. All right. We're going to go in with the Kipper cards and look at this energy as well. So what is the message? What can you show us about this Tarot in the Shadows episode? Thank you. All right, here we go. In the past, what do we have? Mature man. There's that Emperor energy again. Mature man in the past. In the current energy. Message, again, double message in the current energy. Somebody here who was a sexual predator has learned, and they stopped the cycle. They did that to you when they were a kid. They didn't know better. They stopped the cycle. They want to let you know. Somebody here, you're going to get an apology from another child who was also sexually violated, and as a result, they sexually violated you when you were a child. It was 2 children involved, and nothing has ever happened. You're going to get a message. You're going to get a message from this person letting you know that they've changed, and it's been on their heart. They have to apologize to you. Somebody here is going to definitely get that message. But if you're here and you resonate with this experience, it's about you sharing your message with others. Either way, somebody, you're having both. In the hidden blessing, distant horizons, you're a long way from that situation. You are a long way from Kansas. Somebody, this shit happened when you lived in Kansas and you didn't even know it. Wow. You didn't even know. Okay. The challenge, the house. Yeah. Challenge is going home. Somebody's going to go home and tell the truth. The challenge is coming home. The challenge is them coming home. The challenge is you going home. The challenge is what happened at the house. The challenge is bringing new beginnings to your home. The environment, we have a false person. Yeah. For somebody, is this false person still in the home and it's never been addressed? Looks like it's going to be soon if it hasn't already. The guidance is the wealthy man. You have so much to be grateful for. Remember how much you have to be grateful for. Use your wealth. Somebody here, you're getting wealth. Spirit is going to dump a big bag of wealth on somebody here. And part of what you're to use it for is to create awareness about this fucking pedophile bullshit to help protect the future generations. Yeah. Outcome energy. What do we have? Message of concern. Yeah, there you are, sharing the message. People are going to get your message. You're going to give them courage to address their own shit. The bottom of the deck. Wow, I'm fucking done. Wow. The child. My God. The child. The innocence of a child. The child innocence. The violation of the innocence of children creates so many more criminals, acts of crime, and violence in the future because these people are damaged. It creates a damaging, something to the brain. Something happens to the brain when these children are sexually violated and when their sexuality is awakened too young. There's something that happens to the brain. And yeah, somebody here, this is what you're going to talk about. This is what you're going to create awareness of. This is why somebody wants to invest in it. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm shuffling the Kabbalistic Tree of Life Oracle. This will be our final Oracle card, and then we'll go into some more tarot cards just to look at an experience. I'm almost afraid to pull those tarot cards. Okay. But fuck that. we have our courage, right? Okay, so here we go. What's the Tarot in the Shadows message? What do we have in the past? The Warrior. The Warrior. And it's a number 7. You're a spiritual warrior. You've come into maturity now. You're a spiritual warrior who has now come of age. You're mature now. Your spirituality has become mature. In the current energy, the martyr. And the martyr. If it requires being a martyr, you're going to get this message out. Because again, you're taking a risk in this, right? So if you lose a lot for it, who gives a fuck? You're bringing it out. You're bringing it out. Okay. In the hidden blessing, the seed. The seed. Somebody here, you're going to talk about this with your family because I just saw this. Because you're pregnant, so you're going to create awareness, okay? Or is it that your daughter's now pregnant and you're like, nope, don't you dare take those kids over there. When you got to understand, you got to protect your child. Somebody here, you have a grown-ass child and your grown-ass child is pregnant and you still haven't told them stuff, but you're about to because you are aware that if your child doesn't know how to protect your grandchild, then your grandchild could be in this process again. Your child is ignorant about this completely because you protected them. Good on you. Good on you for protecting them. Now it's time to give them awareness of what has happened in your past so that they have awareness that they need to protect your grandchild. I see that happening here. The seed. The seed. Interesting. Once the seed of healing, this energy has been planted in the consciousness of humanity, it will grow. It must. The challenge is the heart. Yeah. That's why we have heart healing about the stuff that happened at home, about the house. The challenge is your heart because of this situation, but you got this. Challenges only exist to show you how fucking awesome you are. In the environment, you have the observer. Ooh, you gonna call somebody out on their bullshit? How could you just fucking watch? How could you just sit there and watch and not say nothing and not do nothing? You gonna confront somebody who is a false person. Because they just watched and did nothing. They did nothing. The guidance, the sign. You are the sign. You'll have a sign that you have done what you should with this wealthy man in your experience, okay? Something like that, okay? The sign. There's somebody here that's going to invest in this for you, or you're going to come into a lot of wealth so you can invest in this to bring this light to the day. Hello, bring this light to the dark. The darkness, the lightness is coming into the dark. The light is coming to bring back everything the darkness stole. Woohoo! Outcome energy, man of blood. Man of blood. I'm telling you, somebody here, the person who perpetrated on you as a child is going to be reaching out to you and they're going to tell you what they've learned. Okay. They're going to tell you something. They apologize. Some of you, you're also going to see, wow. There's something about when you bring it to the light of day and others know their consciousness, it's like they can no longer avoid. And honestly, there's going to be a loss. Somebody's going to lose their fucking life behind this shit. And you're not going to touch them. You're not going to touch them. You're not going to sick nobody on them. And I'm seeing as the whole world realizes what has been going on, creates awareness about it. There are more of us than them who don't believe in this. And that energy will be dealt with. I hear it'll be dealt with. It'll be put to a stop. Okay. It will affect, this energy will be a success for humanity. Okay, the bottom of the deck is causality. Yeah. So what we're learning here, what they want us to become aware of, if you haven't been, is that the causality of a lot of violence on earth is because a lot of people have been violated since childhood. That did something to their brain. There's going to be some evidence presented about that. Are you the one presenting the evidence? Some of you definitely are. Okay. Oh boy. Let's look at the situation. We're going to use the Lustrous Tarot. It's a Rider-Waite version. Okay. And then, wow, yeah, darkness coming to the light. The darkness is coming into the light. Now that the darkness has come into the light, like, we know what it is. We know how to avoid it. We know what to do. And others will too. My daughter told me, her and her grown friends had a conversation. They would have never known about this shit if I didn't tell them way back when they were kids. Who's going to tell your kids and their friends? Who? You. You are the one to tell them. Make sure that they know what the fuck it means. Make sure that they know not to allow this. This is someplace where a boundary has to be asserted to protect the mentality of our children. It makes them violent. It makes them predatory. It makes them have self-confidence issues on the other side of it. So many, it's hard to find your way out of this. And so many who don't, they get caught up from one side of the spectrum to the other, where they become super docile or they become super aggressive. Okay. In the situation from the past, the Four of Cups. Wow, somebody was only fucking 4 years old. They didn't like that shit. I don't like it, but there's nothing I can do but just sit here. So there was a situation, you wanted to run from it. You didn't want it. You didn't get to go. That fucks with your mentals. That fucks with your synapses. There's a word for that. There's a psychological word for that, where you want to run. It's not coming to my mind, and it could still pop in. But you want to run, and when you don't, it's like a fracturing, some kind of fracturing, disassociation. Disassociation begins to occur because you have to sit and put up with something that you know is a violation of your basic human right. Every instinct in you wants to get up and go and flee and run, but you can't, because somebody abuses their power, holds you there against your will, and you've just got to take it. And then you just got to continue on just like it never happened. Nobody helps. Nobody knows. You keep it to yourself. That creates an emotional disassociation. And for some of you, you have a lot of disassociation from your physical body as a result, where even now sex is not pleasurable because you're detached from your physical body because it's dealt with so much abuse. Okay. In the current energy, we have the High Priestess. Message coming in. Okay. You're intuitive and you're beautiful. You've touched into your spirituality. You've become a spiritual guide now. You have now become a spiritual guide. You sacrificed that old self to become the new self. In the Hidden Blessing, you have the Page of Cups. There's a child here. I told you somebody is pregnant. There's a child here. Childhood issues were a blessing, whether you liked it or not, which you didn't. There's still a hidden blessing here. It's because the seed that you plant as a result of your childhood experience, that's why it's a hidden blessing. It's a seed of empowerment. It's a seed of confidence. It's a seed of family happiness and what family is supposed to be and what family can be when there's awareness of this, when the children can trust. Somebody, you have a child in your experience. Again, maybe it's 4 years old. There's a child in your experience here. And you plant a seed of awareness in this child. Okay. In the challenge, you have the Lovers again. Lovers energy was a situation. Somebody is being brought to you and they're going to want to talk about how they love you. And you do love this person. You're going to talk to them about, I love you. But you just watched. You just watched. How could you just watch and not do something about it? In the Hidden Blessing, the Three of Pentacles. Oh, nope, in your environment. We already did the Hidden Blessing. So the Hidden Blessing is in your environment. There are 3 generations working together. And is it that there are 3 specific people who have awareness about who the pedophile is in the family? And y'all could keep an eye on that motherfucker. Y'all keep the children away from them. You make sure nobody goes off with this one. Something like that. Okay. In the guidance, we have the King of Wands. Take action. It's time to put your money where your mouth is. You're going to take action. In the outcome energy, Three of Swords. It's going to hurt like a bee, but it sets you free. Somebody here, you're going to be finding out about this. And if you are finding out about this with a child that is having this experience right now, you better fucking take action to protect this child. Yeah, it could be very painful. It could rip a whole fucking family apart. You're absolutely right. But do you really want to keep that person there to fuck up the rest of the family? I'm just saying. The bottom of the deck is the Eight of Cups. The other thing I heard about the King of Wands in the guidance is, for some of you, it's like you have to just address your anger surrounding the situation, because what I'm seeing is the person's not accessible anymore. They're in spirit and they're trying to tell you they love you, but you're so hurt. You need to express the anger. Express it. Get it out. Get it out of your soul. Get it out of your body, because it will kill you if you hold it. It will kill your spirit. It will kill your confidence. It'll kill your energy. That situation will still hold power over you until you get it out. Somebody here, you're going to make a business. Somebody's going to be making a business. Somebody is going to be drawn to come to you to invest in your business, okay? And it has something to do with this situation. Is it because you helped them heal their heart over the situation? So now they want to invest. They want more people to receive this. This person is very wealthy. They've never been able to heal from this issue. And here you are helping them. So now they're like, okay, well, you know what? I do want to invest in that. I want to help. I want to help. Let's get this message. Let's take the message to the streets, to the brothers and sisters in the streets, you know? I'm getting, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? They want me to read the lyrics. If you look around, the whole world's coming together now. Feel it in the air. The wind is taking it everywhere. Yeah, that's the message they wanted me to share here. So it's just it. The wind is taking it everywhere. If we start creating this awareness, even just a few of us who are watching, it's going to expand. The wind will take it everywhere. As we create the awareness and we gossip about it, we're like, listen, this shit happened to me when I was a kid, but you know what? So it's big on me to talk to other parents. Have you taught your children about sexual predators? Have you taught your young virgins that there are grown-ass, sadistic, evil men out there that would love to rather have sex with them than you, because even though you're grown and sexy, they have virginity. That shit is prized and sold on black markets. And you know what? We bring light to that situation now and we shut it down. It's trapped. And that's that. Okay. The other side of the table, what do we have? The energy on the other side of the table. The fucking King of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. Okay. I love you. I love you. The energy on the other side of the table in the past is King of Cups. And the current energy on the other side of the table, the Lovers. Now they're drawn in. They're drawn in. Okay. There's somebody who's been loving you. I see there's somebody who's been loving you. They want to come in. They're making a choice. Okay. The hidden blessing is there's been a delay. There's been a delay. Because you had to heal this shit from your, so you didn't have a fucked up relationship. You had to heal from this sexual violation first. Okay. The challenge is the Page of Wands. It's a new adventure. It's a new adventure. For somebody here on the heels of all this healing, you're going to have a beautiful love come in. That's what I see. In your environment, you have the Hermit. Is it a Virgo person? It's somebody who's very solitary. This person sees the light. They hold up the light. Okay. They hold up the light. Okay. That guidance for this person is the Nine of Swords. They're being guided to you because it's like they're seeing, there's something here about this person. They're seeing anxiety, they're seeing worries, they're seeing fears. Okay, let's see. Outcome energy. The Three of Pentacles, they're going to want to work with you. They're going to want to work with you. So what I see is there's a person here. They see that you're stressed about trying to get something out, or they see that you need some help. They see that you pray. You've been praying. Pray for the assistance. Pray for the sign. Pray for this awareness to spread. The power of prayer is so powerful. Okay. The bottom of the deck, the Four of Wands, about issues at the home. Okay, about issues at the home. Okay, before we go into my energy, if it suits you, then sit here with this prayer. I'm going to pray. If it doesn't, fast forward until whenever you see me lift my head, because I'm put my head down in prayer right now. They said, okay, so. Lord, source, God, creator of all that ever is, was, will be, or could be. I seek you now. You said when two or more are gathered in my name. And I don't know the numbers that are gathered in your name right now. In the name of the all that is, the one, the divine, the collective, the all that is. Because I'm doing this electronically. And there are certain ones that are live with me right now. But there are others who will be with me right now. But in our linear timeline, they ain't seen it yet. So I don't know how many are with me, but I know it's more than fucking 2. So I come to you in this energy, and I pray for guidance to bring this to the light so that the dark can no longer hide in plain sight. And I'm so thankful and grateful that you send all the angels, all the ancestors, that you empower those with all the power of all their ancestral lines to be able to bring this to light. With courage as their ally, with their faith as their foundation, to share the healing that they've received, to live boldly, to forgive themselves from anywhere where they're holding on to guilt and shame. Lord, source, God. So thankful and grateful that we have the means to petition the higher courts. I take this petition straight to the higher courts, Lord, God. And I say it's unjust that the children's bodies should be violated this way. And I pray and give gratitude now for a protection over these children's bodies. And as this energy dissipates for once and for all of sexually violating children through the abuse of power, I'm so thankful and grateful now that the abuse of power has been addressed by the higher courts at this time, that it's on the docket, that it's in the courthouse, that it's coming to fruition, and that the fulfillment of this is a must. It's guaranteed. It's already in the cards. Abracadabra. Yes. Amen. Gracias. Kamsahamnida, and all the rest. Dankeschön in every language. Thank you, Sky Daddy. Amen. And anything that doesn't allow that, would you like to uncreate and destroy right now? On all time, space, and dimension? Yes, yes. Okay. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, that feels so good. All right, let's see what we have on your side of the energy. Let's look at your side of the energy now with our mini rider tarot deck for our final tarot deck, and then we'll be going into your alpha and omega messages. What an amazing, strong message coming through tonight. Yeah. If you have resources, I don't care when you watch this video, if you have resources, put it in the comments. If you have resources about this, that you know that there is an organization, there is a group, if you're somebody who wants to invest in this, if you're somebody who wants to support this, put something in the comments. This video is a great forum to keep the conversation going. Share it wherever you think it needs to be shared. Put a trigger warning on it. Okay. It's for parents. It's to create awareness. You know, it's for adults to create awareness. Maybe you're not a parent, but you have the chance to create awareness. Maybe you weren't the victim. Maybe you were. It doesn't matter. You have the chance to create awareness. You have the chance to ensure that this doesn't happen to someone you meet. All right. They say, Soglano. Okay. In your energy, in the past, The Six of Swords in reverse. You could not move on from this shit because for somebody here, this person stay in your face, talk about, I love you, I love you. Every time they said, I love you, you just fucking cringe, I hear. Every time they said, I love you, you fucking cringed. Because every time they said they love you, you remember when they would get off your bed from having violated you, talking about, I love you. Motherfucker. In the current energy, child fucker, heartbreak, truth that hurts like a bee and sets you free. This shit is coming up in somebody right now because it needs to be dealt with. You've tried to run from it. You can't run from it. You've got to cope. You've got to stand there and address it. As you bring it to the light, as you address it, it cannot affect you the same anymore. In the hidden blessing, the Two of Cups, there is love coming in. For somebody here, this is about a new love, and you're going to have a conversation with this person. You're going to have to explain to them why you have challenges with intimacy. Okay? That's energy is here. In the challenge is the Three of Pentacles. They really want to work with you, and that's a challenge. Okay? For somebody here, you want to be an advocate. You want to bring this love out. You want to teach about the truth that hurts like a bee and sets you free. And it has to do with people who they love. Okay, it has to do with people who they love. But here's the thing. What the challenge is, who's going to help me? I need help to accomplish this. I need help to accomplish this. Okay. In the environment, we have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands. Somebody is really burdened by this. Like I said, somebody's going to tell you, I love you. They could be coming in with a message, okay? They could be coming in feeling burdened. Somebody is feeling really burdened. They've been looking at their journey. Somebody is on their deathbed. They've been feeling really burdened. They've been looking at their journey. Somebody will be on their deathbed when they are feeling really burdened, looking at their journey, because their spirit is going to convict them. You watched this happen to these children or this child for all these years, and you did fucking nothing. Or they've been carrying on this weight for so long, and the guilt of it is going to weigh them down. You know what I'm saying? They got this whole false persona going on, and people think that they're so fucking great, but in reality, they're a motherfucking pedophile. And some things happened to them in their older age. They matured a little bit for somebody here. They're wondering, they pissed off because, like I said, for somebody here, there's a new baby here. They cannot see the grandbaby. They cannot see their grandbaby. Grandbaby don't know why. It's time to create that awareness. Guidance. Queen of Cups. Keep your heart open. Protect your children. Teach them to trust their intuition. Teach them when something feels off, not to stay there, not to go there. Learn to listen with love when they come to you about these pains, about these burdens, about these stresses, okay? In the outcome energy here, we have the Star. There's a healing happening. There is a healing happening. There is a healing happening. This is your destiny. This all happened because of your destiny. It was fated for you to be violated. It was not fated for you to stay violated or victim. What is in your destiny is to take your courage and your faith and stand up in your power. Create this awareness so it never happens to somebody else. The more we bring light to this situation on earth, the less that the dark is going to be able to hide, because everybody will be able to stand and see it from so far off. The bottom of the deck is justice. This is all about bringing justice. You have been adamant about bringing justice to a situation. Good on you. The universe supports that. Somebody you've been wondering, how am I going to do this? You're attracting a person who knows what to do. They have a wealth of information. They might even have a wealth of money to contribute to the cause. Okay, that's what I see here. From the Guardian Angel Tarot, we're going to read our Alpha and Omega messages now. We pulled them first. We read them last. The Guardian of Action. It's time for you to step up and be the leader. Well, damn, is that not what I've been talking about for an hour and 40 minutes now? I swear that's what I've been talking about. So the Guardian of Action, it's time for you to step up and be the leader. Your natural leadership skills are being called into action. And this is your moment in the sun. From the moon to the sun, honey. Okay, so move into the light and shine for all to see. This card is also about a person who has charisma, is inspiring, enjoys the challenge, and loves the spotlight. Honey, you gonna shine a big old spotlight on this bullshit to create awareness. Hello, good on you. Use your platform. Use your platform. Spirit said now is the time to create this awareness like never before. From the postcard from Spirit, dear you, sometimes you just feel like no one understands you. You're not heard, or even that you don't count. This, my dear, is a terrible illusion. And although your feelings tell you that abandonment is real, well, we who love you know better. You are never alone, and even when rejection happens, you are ultimately being protected, so better things can replace what wouldn't have worked in the first place. Everyone on this side of the veil is watching over you and rooting for your ultimate success. Life loves you. We love you, and you are a unique spark of the divine and always connected to the light and to the source. You are always in our care. Trust and keep the faith. Love you always and forever. Now, they're bringing me back to the beginning of the reading when we had the empty room. I was telling you about that 10-second period of my life where spirit actually shut off and the messages stopped flowing. You've always been on. Trust in the flow. You're going to be guided. You're going to be guided to bring light to the situation involving the ancestors. The devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. But it wasn't going to happen here with you. No. It was not going to happen with you. Yeah. He was in a bind because he was way behind. And he was willing to make a deal. When he came across this young man sawing on a fiddle and playing it hot, and the devil jumped up on a hickory stump and said, boy, let me tell you what. I guess you didn't know it, but I'm a fiddle player too. And if you care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. Now, you play a pretty good fiddle, boy, but give the devil his due. I'll bet a fiddle of gold against your soul, because I think I'm better than you. The boy said, my name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet you're going to regret, because I'm the best there's ever been. Johnny, rosin up your bow and play your fiddle hard, because hell's broke loose in Georgia, and the devil deals the cards. And if you win, you'll get the shiny fiddle made of gold, but if you lose, the devil gets your soul. The devil opened up his case, and he said, I'll start this show. And fire flew from his fingertips as he rosined up his bow, and he pulled the bow across the strings, and it made an evil hiss. Then a band of demons joined in, and it sounded something like this. When the devil finished, Johnny said, well, you pretty good, old son, but sit down in that chair right there. Let me show you how it's done. Fire on the mountain, run, boys, run. The devil's in the house of the rising sun. Chicken in a bread pan, picking out dough. Granny, does your dog bite? No, child, no. The devil bowed his head because he knew that he'd been beat, and he laid that golden fiddle on the ground at Johnny's feet. Johnny said, devil, just come on back if you ever want to try again. I done told you once, you son of a bitch, I'm the best that's ever been. He played fire on the mountain, run, boys, run. The devil's in the house of the rising sun. The chicken in a bread pan picking out dough. Granny, will your dog bite? No, child, no. All right. This is what we have for you tonight. So thankful and grateful for your beautiful presence. Until next time, sending you so much love and peace and happiness. Kamsahamnida. Gracias. That's all, folks. But I want to read comments tonight. So if you want to hear the comments, stick around. That's the end of our session. I'm going to read these comments and then I'm out. But I really am curious because it was a deep message. And I see some long comments over here that have been coming through. Okay. Shout out to Janine. She was our first commenter for the session. Yes. Royal Sage sent in her donation. So blessed. Okay. Politicians, a list of celebrities, etc., are the main consumers of such atrocities. Absolutely. Yes. It's out there. Stockholm. She commented Stockholm syndrome. Yeah, you got to watch out for that shit. Okay. Stockholm syndrome is a real deal where it's hard. You fall in love with your abuser, you know, or it's somebody who you love. And it's like your loyalty to them betrays the loyalty to yourself. Okay. Stockholm syndrome. It happens. What else do we have in the comments? There's a lot of comments here from the music lady here. What you think about, you bring about, okay? Hi, Maxine. A hair salon. Let me see. What else do we have? Who am I? I hope you know who you are. Okay. Vibrant thing. I'm grateful that my mom has such a big heart when she's off. If she's not getting rested or my grandmother's errands, she watches my babies. My daughter turns 9. Okay. I pray for healing over any and all of you or your loved ones who experience or have experienced this. Also, even if you guys trust and know your loved ones, do not allow loved ones to watch children, often if they are the kinds of folks that have folks walking in and out of their house all the time. That's true. I have cousins that let homies hang out in their garage all throughout the day, though they have kids of their own, but hell no, not my baby. That's right. You got to not only watch the people who you entrust with your children, but what is their environment like? Is that really a safe environment for your children? Your children are your diamonds, man. Those are your diamonds. You got to put in work for them. You know what I'm saying? You got to cherish them. They're your most valuable physical possession. Those are your angels, and your job is to protect their innocence and give them the opportunity to really develop, to be their guide in their development, period. So this is what I have for shadows tonight. Thank you all so much. Until next time, ladies, I'm out.